guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We have found a new filming location for a very special reason. It's this car right here. This is it. This is the all-new 2022 Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance. But before we get into this really long name of a performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. Lexus. They have been around since 1989. That premium brand of Toyota really has built a reputation just like the parent brand Toyota, based off of reliability, durability, and of course being premium luxury, having that part of the automotive design, feel, fit, and finish that goes with luxury. Now for 2022, in an industry where many brands are focusing on electric vehicles, Lexus has decided to stay true to the enthusiasts and give us what we want. Underneath that hood is the return of a naturally aspirated V8 engine. The first time since the mighty ISF. Now, I mentioned ISF. This is not a true F vehicle. This is an F Sport Performance. But according to what Lexus is saying, this is gonna be the first of many performance-oriented versions of this vehicle. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that they bring a true ISF to the car market. Now, until that day comes, we have one heck of a package. Obviously, that IS platform had received some redesign, some refresh, some updates, and now with that V8 really brings it up to the next level. What I want to do though with this review is I want to compare it to one of the main four-door sports sedan competitors that is receiving a total redesign and refresh for 2022. That is the Genesis G70. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the G70, we're going to compare it to this IS 500 F Sport Performance that we have, and see which way should you go. What is the better sports sedan? Twin turbo V6 power in that Genesis wrapper, or should you be going with that tried and true naturally aspirated V8? Let's dive in to our Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance and find out which is the better. Right off the bat, the color. This red illuminates itself, especially when you see it in the Florida sun. Probably one of my favorite colors in the whole Lexus palette lineup. Now, at the front of the business, you are gonna get some separation from the IS 350. Now remember, the IS 350 on this same platform has the V6, the naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6, hence 350. But ours is a 500. That means we got a 5 liter V8. So at the front end of the business, you are gonna get the optional triple LED beam headlights. Love the style of the headlight housing. They really have done a great job taking their signature daytime running lamp, integrating it cleanly, nice into the headlight design, and everything on the interior is blacked out. Now the front fascia is different when you compare it to the regular IS 350. Starting in the lower corner, you are gonna get functional side air curtains. I do like this metallic black finish that they have on this corner area. The one zonk is most of this is fake. Would have been nice to have this be functional, bring maybe some extra cooling for the brakes, extra cooling for the radiator, or even put some LED lights, fog lamps down there. I think would have just kind of kept the great style, but also bring the functionality to it. Now, as we come across that massive open mouth grille, what I love about this grille is that it designates that it's a Lexus. This is unique to the brand, this particular style open mouth grille. We do have a forward facing camera mounted nice and high up top. You got that same metallic gloss black finish, that spindle grille design, nice waterfall design. We do have some functionality on the inner corner vents, which is going to be for the brake cooling. And then lurking behind is an extra heat exchanger to help cool the temps with the transmission and everything to really keep things in check. I really love how they have the clean integration of that lower lip splitter, stopping air from going underneath. And really, if you look at the front of this, compared to the regular IS 350 or the 250, this has a little bit extra width, and I do like the way that they kept it very symmetrical with all black. And if you compare it to the GTD race car that they race in the IMSA WeatherTech series, it looks very close to that race car design. Now, when we get up onto the hood, guess what you're getting? A bulge, something you're not gonna get on the Genesis G70. We have a nice rise, and that rise is purposeful because we would not be able to close the hood with the extra beef, that meaty beef of that V8 engine. So really shows that you have something special, and it kind of just flows nicely into the design. Super clean, very aggressive. And like I said, G70, they did make some changes for 2022 that look great at the front end, but this thing looks so much more aggressive, and you get the bulge. Everybody wants a bulge. You're getting it with this IS 500. Now, when we come around the bend, what do we got? We got these special made wheels for the IS 500. This is a 19-inch wheel. It's an Enki wheel. I love, and Enki's the brand, just so you know. I love the way that they went silver. The silver with the red just pops. Nice Y-spoke design. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the tires size at the front? We're looking at those Bridgestone Potenza, nice grippy tires, 235 on the width up front, 40 series sidewall. We have massive calipers. I like the black finish with the Lexus badging, and look at that, two-piece rotors. That's an aluminum hat with a steel rotor. It's a 14-inch rotor, so you're getting larger rotors that are able to dissipate that heat and handle the heavy braking. We're gonna have adaptive dampers all four corners, and if you're comparing that to the G70 with Genesis, the rotors are larger on this Lexus, and they are two-piece, but the Genesis G70 does have adaptive dampers as well at all four corners. But I really, like I said, I'm digging the silver. All the brands seem to be going black wheels. Nice to go with a nice bright silver. Going down the fender, of course, you're gonna get that F Sport badge. Like I said, it's not a true F car, but it is extra performance, hence the performance name in the actual description of the vehicle. So you got that clean badging, gloss black on the mirror caps. My one zonk, I wish they would black out this chrome, do like a dark chrome finish on the mirror cap here instead of the shiny chrome, because look, if you watch the top and bottom of the window openings here, you have a nice dark chrome style finish. That would have just cleaned it all up instead of some shiny chrome. They did a great job with the side sill extension, beautiful body lines. I mean, this lower area that starts right at the lower portion of the fender and just comes up into the rear door, and then you have this separate line, shows such movement even though the vehicle is not moving. Now, you don't have a sunroof, which that would be a bummer, because on the G70 you do get a sunroof, but I love the beautiful color. Look at the way they flare the trim at the back of the door window into that rear pillar. Nice flared fender. Now, when we look at the tail end of the business, you're still getting a nice large rotor, fully ventilated, and we're getting, of course, larger tires. Now, when we look at the width back here, you're actually looking at 265 on the width. This is rear-wheel drive, and you have a limited slip diff to get the power to the ground. Coming around back, Lori could really showcase that sexy flared fender. Just has a great style to it. The way they did the taillights with the black, you got your red LED lights for your brake lights with the L. L stands for love, L stands for Lexus as well, and I'm loving this Lexus. Nice trunk lid spoiler specific to the IS 500. You got the lighting all the way across, and then dropping it like it's hot, we got our badging. IS 500, that would have been nice to have the dark chrome finish. Wouldn't you agree? Put it in the comment section if you do. But my favorite part is the unique staggered exhaust on this IS 500. Something that you only would see on a true F car is on this F Sport Performance. Love the way they did the tips, the rear diffuser area. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's under the bulge powering this car. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. You do have hydraulic hood struts to hold it open. And in a world where everybody's going smaller displacement, turbocharged engines, or full electric capacity, what do we got? We got 5 liters of V8 goodness. First of all, I dig the engine cover. They do a great job with their engine cover. Love the F Sport badge. What I love even more are those sexy intake runners. That's something that I could hang on the wall in my house as a piece of art. But let's talk about numbers. You're looking at that 5-liter V8, 472 horsepower. And just to compare it to the previous ISF, that's 56 more horsepower than the previous ISF. 472 horsepower at 7,100. That's 7,100 RPM, 395 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 with that limited slip diff, 4.2 seconds, quarter mile, 12.6. Top speed is governed to 149 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs around 3,900 pounds. MPGs, 17 in the city, 25 on the highway. If we're comparing this to the Genesis G70 with that twin turbo V6, this is gonna win the horsepower war. You're winning the horsepower war and you're winning the torque war. Both of them have 8-speed automatics and both of them are rear-wheel drive. But why don't we go ahead, let's see who's gonna win the exhaust note sound. Let's fire up this IS 500 and let it roar. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance. Say that 20 times fast, and I might send you a prize. But sitting in this vehicle is one heck of a prize. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've watched your G70 videos, the TLX Type S, the Kia Stinger GT. I'm liking what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing about this IS 500. Now the big question is, how much is it? So starting price for the 2022 IS 500 is right around $57,000. The way that this one is optioned has an MSRP of $62,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Some would say it's dated. I still think it looks very, very clean. Soft touch material up top. And then you got this nice design going on the mid section of the door panel, and then our particular one has the ivory white two-tone interior. Not my personal favorite if I'm gonna own it, but boy oh boy does it look great. The big news is no gloss black whatsoever. Door pocket is a little tight, so maybe 2 chocolate chip croissants and a latte to wash it down. Going from the door panel to the dash, yes, it is dated, but it has lasted the test of time. I'm still liking the contrast stitching, soft touch material. I'm not totally in love with this step system, but you know what? I'm not the passenger, so I don't have to worry about it. This is where things are good, but the G70 is gonna be better. G70 has a 14.5-inch screen. This has a 10.25-inch screen. So still a good size. They're mounted exactly the same, that floating iPad style. And yes, we do have a full touchscreen with the infotainment. Over here, you could bring up a smaller street map. We could go into our different readouts for range, AC controls, all done with our fingertips on the touchscreen. I'll throw it into reverse. Resolution is pretty good with trajectory, and we got the 360 cam. Put it back into park. You do have your modes, and when you go into your mode from Sport Plus to Eco to Sport, it all shows up nicely. I wish it would have shown like a Gran Turismo version of the IS 500, and every time you go into a different mode, it like gets more intense. That just would have helped with the overall sensation and everything, but very easy to navigate through this system. Yes, Apple CarPlay, yes, Android Auto. You do have a start-stop button that's easy to get to. the analog classic clock that you find on a lot of luxury vehicles. And then as you work your way down, this is where it is dated, but it is easy to figure out. So you got your dual climate, just swipe your finger, real easy to do. We have a CD player, which you're not gonna have on the G70. So go ahead, get your Run DMC, your Tag Team, Beastie Boys, maybe even some Metallica or Pearl Jam, drop it in there because we have the optional Mark Levinson sound system, premium clear audio, ventilated seats, heated seats. I do like the flat black. This is our knob to go through the different modes. Shut your traction control off. We got snow mode, and this is obviously going to control that 8-speed automatic. You still have that pesky Lexus trackpad system, but the good news is you could use the touchscreen and not even worry about it. 2 cup holders, the same Lexus key fob. It would have been nice if they would have gave us something special for this very special car. You can see that ivory white soft touch material. Open it up. We got felt lining. You could put your iPhone 47 Platinum Edition. It's not going to get scratched. 2 USBs and a 12 volt. And then these seats are to die for. Not only pleasurable to the eyes, but also pleasurable to your body because it's going to fit your body as if it was tailor-made for you. Love the perforated material, soft touch, nice bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. I guess some would say a zonk would be no sunroof. I personally don't use a sunroof, so I don't care. But let me know in the comment section how you feel about no sunroof. But get your butt over here. I want to show you behind the wheel of the IS 500. All right, guys. We're inside this IS 500 with that V8. You're going to be greeted to these beautiful aluminum sill plates with the F Sport badging there that lights up at night to greet you every time. And then check out the pedal box. They do a great job. Massive dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle pedal. All aluminum finish, all looking very race car-esque. You got your seat controls with that lower lumbar that's very easy to get to. And then I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom in here. And that's the great thing is you could drive this to work every day, then go do an autocross event. Heck, why not even do a track day? You got V8 goodness underneath that hood with a bulge, steering wheel. Maybe not a flat bottom, you know, race car style steering wheel, but still great thickness. The leather is spot on the money, especially the perforated on the side, the contrast stitching, just like a Babe Ruth signed baseball. And then flat black on everything else. You got your F Sport badging, paddles on the back of the wheel to go up and down, the 8-speed automatic transmission. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, but what you do get is that 7-inch digital display in the center with the tach. And when you go into the different modes, look at how it changes. So there's Sport Plus, there's Eco. I'm going back to Sport, and Sport Plus changes the tach, but watch, there's a magic trick that this Lexus does. Hocus pocus alakazam, it slides over, the whole bezel slides over. Now you got a cornucopia of information to the left of it, which is really great, including a G meter and also engine oil temp. One thing that this is missing is a head-up display. I don't know how you feel about that. Let me know in the comment section, but we're gonna get in the back seat and see how it feels to be a passenger in the IS 500. All right, guys, backseat time. Just to let you know so that we're honest with one another, being 6 feet tall, it is a little difficult to get in and out of the opening for the rear seats. But once you're in, plenty of headroom. I love the soft material on the backs of the seats. Pockets are a good size. You could easily put, I would say, about 5 Nutella crepes in there. Save those for later, just slide them right in. You do have 2 rear AC vents, but the zonk is no connectivity. In a vehicle this price, I want some connectivity, and I know you do as well. If you're wondering, well, Joe, why is this midsection so high? That's where the drive shaft runs. The drive shaft is what sends the power from the engine to the rear wheels since it's rear wheel drive. So that needs to be there. Plus, you know what? If you're taking your teenage daughter and her boyfriend somewhere on a date, maybe to the movies, it helps keep them separate because no touching at all in the Lexus. Now, over on my side, I got plenty of room, leg room and everything, so I feel good. The even better news is armrests. Slide it down. It is a little hard to touch. The reason why is is because of the cup holders that are stored inside of it. But the good news is I would take some bungee cords and figure out a way to bungee this down, so when you have your teenage daughter and her boyfriend and you're taking them to the movies, this is another way to just, hey, it's like a big wall. It's a great wall in here to separate the two. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the trunk and see if that boyfriend doesn't keep his hands to himself, if there's enough room to throw him in the back. Let's get and check out the trunk in this IS 500. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk of this IS 500. Real simple, hit the button, rises right up just with a little bit of lift, and what you're gonna be greeted to is 11 cubic feet of space. Now, it may not seem like a lot, but the nice thing is the cargo floor is very low. The seats will do the 60-40 tango split to get those longer objects. And of course, when you go sports sedan, you're gonna have that lower center of gravity compared to a sport SUV. But why don't we go ahead? We of course got the keys. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in our IS 500. All right, guys, we're in this 2022 IS 500 F Sport. We're comparing it to the Genesis G70. We got naturally aspirated power, and guess what? We gotta go on throttle from a dead stop. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Woo! On those massive brakes. Feeling good. Love the sound of that V8. Smooth downshifts. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Nice! All right, so let's talk about what's going on here. Having that naturally aspirated V8 power compared to the Genesis, it almost seems like a dull experience. Even though the G70 drives great, the twin turbo V6 is awesome, there's just something about the V8 in this car. The sound. Now, one thing I noticed is that the upshifts are not as quick as they should be. And I think the G70's upshifts actually are quicker. But the downshifts are spot on the money. Feedback is great. I would like just a little bit more weight to the steering. But other than that, it feels phenomenal with a capital PH. Obviously, the comfort in here is just out of this world. These seats, they hold you so perfectly to where you're not sliding around, but yet daily driving this thing is not a problem whatsoever. The size of the paddles are nice. Would be even nicer if they were metal, but visibility is great. Seeing that bulge is even better because we got the V8 power. Dropping it down, third gear. I like the nice large gear indicator. Oh, here we go, golly! On the brakes. Keeps the chassis so stable. Pulls all the way to red line. I'm telling you right now, they have done the business, and this isn't even a true F car. It's an IS 500 F Sport Performance, but it lives up to the name, brings the performance. Yes, like we talked about, some of the interior is dated, but it's all about how it makes you feel. I think we need to smoke them because we got them in this thing. Here we go. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, yeah! Yeah! Good, here we go. Nice balance. Holds the line, very clean. Just rockets right out. what driving is all about, and I applaud Lexus in a world with smaller displacement engines, twin turbos like on the G70, and other branches going towards electrification. Nice to have this naturally aspirated V8 power. Steering wheel feels good. I would like a little bit more weight to the steering, especially in Sport Plus, but still doing the business in this Lexus. Another thing I like is the great information that you get in that side pod, especially with the G meter. Yes, it doesn't have a head-up display, but the good news is it does give you a nice large gear indicator, which is perfect. But it would be nicer to have a head-up display, but it's this. On throttle! Love the feeling. Here's where you see the balance. This left-hand bend. Now we got decreasing radius. God, it just hunkers down. Feels so good in this car. I tell you, this is one car I would love to have as a daily. Would be cool if it had a manual transmission. Now, I have been using the paddles a lot on the twisty bits. The 8-speed shifts fine, but just not as quick and as positive as I would like it to be, especially on the downshifts. That's one thing about the G70 I like, is when you're in that Sport Plus mode, it really blips the throttle nicely and keeps the chassis stable as it's downshifting for you, where you don't get that as much in this vehicle. But I'm still going this with the V8, man. It is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! On those brakes. Yeah! Watch this left-right transition. Brakes feel phenomenal. God, you just power out of turn. Nice quick downshifts. Please, Lexus, make another ISF. This does bring the business, but I wouldn't mind a little bit more than 500 horsepower. Maybe the suspension just be a little bit stiffer, a little bit better feedback to the wheel. Take me to the races. But hopefully this has been a good overview to help you get an idea what this car is all about, especially when comparing it to the G70. We're gonna wrap this one up and get back to where it all started. I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day, one heck of an on-throttle day with this 2022 Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance. I definitely want to thank everybody over at Lexus USA for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Are you going Genesis G70? Are you going with this Lexus IS 500 F Sport Performance? I know which car I'm going to be putting my money on, and if you know me well, I don't even need to tell you the answer, but I'm curious to see what you have to say. Put it in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen with the camera. She's working it like a champ no matter what the sunny conditions are here in Florida. Thank you, Lori, for your hard work and for being the best. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.